Let me thank the chair very much and thank the members. This past Sunday was Bloody Sunday. For some that are not familiar with that terminology, the Congressional Black Caucus did a special tribute last evening. But I think it is also a recognition that elections count, determination counts, conscience counts. And so this morning I wanted to emphasize Bloody Sunday and what it really meant. It was, in fact, to restore or to initiate or to give Americans the free and equal right to vote. Our late John Lewis, our friend, our brother, the conscience of the Congress, may not have known what historical steps he was walking in when he stared down the Alabama state troops standing with Hosea Williams and Albert Turner and other foot soldiers, staring them down because voting counts. I rise to pay tribute to that kind of determination. And as we proceed to debate the American Rescue Package, I want my members, I want my friends on the other side of the aisle to recognize that elections count, that people are looking for us to stare down the devastation of COVID-19, of poverty, of lack of jobs. They're looking for diversity in terms of vaccinations, reaching out to neighborhoods. They're looking for the child tax credit, the earned income tax credit, and that is because John Lewis stood tall for the 1965 Voting Rights Act. In fact, after that bloody Sunday, President Johnson rose to this podium and said, "I speak tonight for the dignity of man and the destiny of democracy. At times, history and fate meet at a single time in a single place to shape a turning point in a man's unending search for freedom. So it was at Lexington and Concord. So it was a century ago at Appomattox. And so it was last week, as he said, in Selma, Alabama." So when we debate, I want us to be reminded that people died for the Voting Rights Act because elections count. People like Jimmy Lee Jackson, who was shot by a state trooper in Marion, Alabama, after a peaceful rally to vote. Women like Viola Liuzzo, a Detroit housewife who was driving people back and forth between Montgomery and Selma. She, mother of 5, was shot to death. And so today I rise to emphasize that Bloody Sunday is not just Bloody Sunday. It is a continuation of the fight for justice and the fight for voter rights. It is what we will do tomorrow. It is the PRO Act. It is the Violence Against Women Act. It is that vote for the American Rescue Package that does not disallow the fact that all Americans, those impoverished, those who have lost loved ones for COVID-19, those teachers who want to get in the classroom and teach, all of this will be part of the American Rescue Package. Thank you, John Lewis, for beginning to tell us what America should be and what America can be. It is because of that kind of strength that we're here today. And to John Lewis, we commit to you to pass H.R. 1 in the Senate, to pass the Voting Rights Act Enhancement number 4, after Shelby, Alabama destroyed and undermined the very strength of the Voting Rights Act. Because we would not be here today. We would not have the opportunity to have the American Rescue Package. We would not have the opportunity to have the Violence Against Women Act. We would not have the opportunity to have the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, whose family was here last week when we debated it, if we did not have the right to vote. And so it is my belief today that as we go into this debate, as we go into the rest of the week, as we vote for the universal background check and the Charlotte, North Carolina, closing the loophole, it is not a frivolous authority or power that we utilize. It is because people were willing to be beaten and to be almost killed, but certainly unbowed, as Shirley Chisholm said, for the precious right to vote. Bloody Sunday may be one day, March 7th, But all the years that I've gone and crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge, chosen to highlight a Confederate segregationist, but we turned that lemon into lemonade when thousands and thousands and thousands every year marched across that Edmund Pettus Bridge. We weren't marching for segregation. We weren't marching for the violence that was perpetrated against the foot soldiers year after year. We were marching for freedom and the right to vote. And so this right to vote will be exercised on this floor of the House this week. I ask and beg my colleagues to join us in what is good. Join us in the American Rescue Package. Join us in the PRO Act. Join us in the universal background check. Join us in closing the Charlotte loophole. Join us next week in the Violence Against Women Act. Join us to make America the country of John Robert Lewis, standing for what is good. With that, Madam Speaker, I know we will do good and get into good trouble. I yield back.